Well, actually, Elvis loved the song. That was when he and Priscilla were having their problems, which I met her recently.
She's the queen of country, a global icon, and one of the most beloved stars in music history. But behind the rhinestones and that warm Southern charm, Dolly Parton has kept a long list of receipts. For decades, she stayed silent. She smiled. She forgave. Or so we thought. Because now, at 79, it's become clear Dolly Parton didn't forget who crossed her. In interviews, memoirs, and even the tiniest offhand remarks, the truth has quietly slipped through the cracks. From betrayals and backhanded jabs to lawsuits and rejection, Dolly's journey has more shadows than people realize. And these aren't just petty celebrity spats. They're wounds that shaped her. Stay with us, because the final name on this list will leave you absolutely stunned. Porter Wagoner, the mentor who took her to court. He discovered her. He launched her. And then, he sued her. Porter Wagoner wasn't just Dolly's duet partner. In 1967, he invited her onto the Porter Wagoner Show, giving her a national spotlight. Together, they became a household name, a powerhouse duo. But behind the scenes, things were messy. Porter was opinionated and deeply territorial. As Dolly's star began to rise faster than his, so did the tension. When she chose to leave his show in 1974 to pursue a solo career, he didn't see it as ambition. He saw it as betrayal. In 1979, 5 years after she left, Porter filed a $3 million lawsuit against her for breach of contract. It was public, it was ugly, and it devastated her. Rather than fight with words, she fought with music. "I Will Always Love You" was written as her parting message to Porter. A tender farewell layered with quiet defiance. Though they reconciled before his death in 2007, Dolly later admitted the pain from those years never fully healed. She never lashed out publicly, but she never forgot. Jeff Tweedy, the indie star who shrugged her off. In 2023, Jeff Tweedy, frontman of Wilco and a respected indie figure, was asked which song never moved him emotionally. He didn't hesitate. "I Will Always Love You." His comment hit a nerve. This wasn't just a song. It was the song, an emotional masterpiece written by Dolly and made iconic by Whitney Houston. For fans, his dismissal wasn't just cold. It was insulting. Country loyalists, pop fans, and casual listeners took to social media in outrage. They shared stories of first dances, funerals, heartbreaks, all healed by that one song. Dolly? She said nothing. No shady tweets. No angry interviews. Just silence. And yet, not long after, Jeff Tweedy's next project came and went without a whisper. No buzz. No headlines. No impact. Maybe it was coincidence. Or maybe Dolly doesn't need to clap back. Maybe the universe handles it for her. Trio, when friends become rivals. In the late 70s, fans dreamed of a supergroup. Dolly Parton, Linda Ronstadt, and Emmylou Harris. 3 legendary voices. One perfect harmony. But behind that harmony were clashing visions. Linda was meticulous, demanding perfection in the studio. Emmylou sang from instinct and heart. Dolly? By then, she was balancing movie roles, hit albums, and global fame. The trio's debut album didn't release until 1987. It was a triumph, critically acclaimed, award-winning. But the magic was short-lived. Dolly once said, "We had 3 different careers and 3 different ideas, but we loved singing together." That gentle sentence hit a deeper truth. Behind the love was tension. The follow-ups were slow. The reunions were rare. The dream team remained just that, a dream that flickered briefly, then faded. Whitney Houston, the voice that overshadowed hers. When Whitney Houston sang, "I Will Always Love You" in The Bodyguard, it became a cultural explosion. One of the biggest songs of all time. Whitney's soaring voice turned Dolly's intimate ballad into a global anthem. And for a while, people forgot who wrote it. Was Dolly bitter? Maybe, but she never let it show. When asked, she said she cried when she first heard Whitney's version, not out of envy, but because it was so beautifully done. But Dolly was no fool. She kept her publishing rights. When producers asked her to sell them for the movie, she politely declined. The royalties from that song? She used them to buy a strip mall in Nashville. Quiet, strategic, brilliant. Miley Cyrus, the goddaughter she let go her own way. Miley Cyrus has never been subtle. She broke free from her Disney image with a wrecking ball, literally and metaphorically. And through every wild phase, every controversial moment, people asked, what does Dolly think? After all, she's Miley's godmother. Dolly was honest. I've told her things only a godmother can say, but I let her be herself. It wasn't judgment. It wasn't criticism. It was grace. Still, between the lines, some wondered if Dolly ever felt quietly disappointed. Maybe, but she never withdrew her support. She kept praising Miley's independence, her courage, and her talent. Whatever conversations they had stayed behind closed doors. That's Dolly, loving from a distance, guiding without smothering. The young star who called her irrelevant. In the early 2010s, during an industry panel, a rising country singer reportedly said, she hasn't mattered to country radio in 20 years. The room fell silent. No one challenged him. No one spoke up. Dolly never named names, never addressed it. But months later, that same artist invited her to perform a duet on tour. She declined. A quiet decision. A louder message. Why sing with someone who thinks you're obsolete? There's no confirmed footage. No official quote. Just a story whispered through the industry. But with Dolly, silence can be louder than any lyric. Dolly Parton might be made of rhinestones and grace, but beneath the sparkle, there's steel. She built her career on kindness and class. But that doesn't mean she forgot who hurt her. Some wounds never fully heal. Some betrayals leave echoes that linger for decades. And even legends carry scars. If this story made you feel something, if it helped you see Dolly in a new light, then don't just scroll past. Backhand index pointing right, click that like button. It helps more people discover the real stories behind the fame. Tell us in the comments, which moment surprised you the most? Porter? Whitney? The silent rejection of a rising star? And if you love deep dives into the legends of music, stories full of truth, heartbreak, and redemption, then subscribe and tap the notification bell so you never miss what's coming next. Because here, we don't just tell stories. We uncover the soul behind the spotlight. Thank you for watching.